I just won't be in Fairview tomorrow.
Okay.
And so I won't have my gear to record or stream. I probably should set up my... See, actually the only problem is this place doesn't have like solid internet.
Okay.
Like it's alright, but it's like, it's not good. So, that's
so it's like what I've had for forever?
I know, I think it's probably better than what you had, but for me to be like recording and uploading and on Skype at the same time, like I don't even want to play with that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you're good to go, we'll go.
Let's do it.
Alright, cool. Let me roll the intro real quick, but I gotta do it a different way since I'm changing up some things. You should be able to hear this after the intro. If you can't hear this, let me know, but you should be able to hear it.
Okay. Hi, I'm Devan and I'm the pastor.
Hi, I'm DeWayne and I'm the atheist, and you're listening to the Pastor and Atheist Show.
Hey, what is this, episode 21? I get so confused in all these episodes.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
episode
sure.
21. Yeah,
Welcome, everyone.
Our podcast is not old enough to legally drink.
Wait, 21 weeks old?
21. I was going years.
Idea of
I was going with years.
Oh, okay.
I mean, 21 weeks though. Like realistically, you know, give them a little scotch when they're crying. Like, you know, that'll.
Dude, if we did one podcast a year, we'd be super relevant all the time.
Yeah, we would. We would just like do a 10-hour podcast about the entire year, and nobody would listen. They'd get we'd have a ton of listens because people would start 5 minutes in, and that was it. No one would know the content. Mm-hmm. I'm not listening to 10 hours of these two yahoos.
Yeah, we'll spread this out of the course of never.
Yeah, I'm also drinking out of our mugs. I'm just drinking Monster and whiskey. However,
are you planning on never going to sleep tonight?
You know, that's funny. I could down an entire Monster and still go to sleep right now.
That's so strange. I can do the same, but I hate them. I hate the taste of Monsters.
Oh, they taste so good, don't you?
Why.
Don't you say that?
Well,
this is the devil's water. This is the devil's candy. What are you doing?
The devil's water. That's pee, isn't it?
I don't know. That's weird.
Just drink this, kitty. It's lemonade. Wink.
It's fucked up.
That's what the devil does. He's a trickster. True
He
form.
pees in people's drinks. Like that's what's really what the devil. Well, he pees in people's drinks.
You're like, that's not so bad, right?
Yeah, it could be worse. The whole hell and damnation thing. That really had me worried. But I can drink somebody's urine once or twice. That's not a big deal.
No, forever.
Oh, forever. That's what hell really is. Like you go to have a hot beverage and it's just his urine. Like, that's what hell really is.
And you think the hot tub's water too? Nope, he's in the corner snickering at you because he got you again. Also his urine.
That's why it's warm.
He's like, ha ha ha.
That's great. Yeah, man. It's just, dude. Nah, man. So here's the thing with Monsters for me. Okay, I could chug this entire thing right before bed and go to sleep like a baby. But lately, I say lately, in the past year, when I've done that, because, well, I'm a gamer, and so I'll chug one and be like, you know what, I should probably go to bed like a responsible adult. And then I go to bed with a Monster in my system. I usually end up having, weird nightmares. Strange fucking nightmares. I specifically remember one where, I was in my mom's house or whatever, but it didn't feel like my mom's house, you know, I was there, but I wasn't there.
Right.
And then, every clock face, when it hit noon, a fucking clown would pop out with a machete and chase me around. That's the weirdest nightmare to have. So I would walk by a clock and it would strike noon, and instead of being da-don-don, you know, a sound, it would be and this thing leaps out, and now I'm running away from fucking clowns and machetes. That was weird, dude.
That's pretty creepy. I think I would nix the Monsters before bedtime.
No, but see, now I'm mixing whiskey, and hopefully that'll just even it out, an upper and a downer.
Or you just find ways to fight the clowns' backs. You're all right, we're going into that world tonight.
This is my dream, yeah. I go to bed with a gun in my hand. Voldemort's what are you doing? This is for the clowns. I'm doing it for the clowns, girl.
And then you're single again.
What's wrong? He went to sleep with a gun in his bed. Well, that's a little weird. What's more weird is it was for the clowns.
The last thing I ever heard him say was, "It's for the clowns, girl."
It's for the clowns, girl. Yeah, man, that's solid, dude. So how's your week been?
Week has been extremely busy, super extremely busy, which is usually the case. It's been a good week, just busy. It's just time to wind down. So went to Tampa for a week. I did get to see some old friends, which was really amazing. Some
That beach life.
Yeah, I'm super duper tan.
Oh,
comparatively. But no, my roommate from Afghanistan, got to see him, which is so fun hanging out with him again. And then just some other guys I worked with pretty closely for that whole year I was in Afghanistan, just reminiscing over the funny times. Not so much the crappy ones, just the funny ones. We had a lot of those too.
Who gets together and goes, "You remember the time Bill lost his leg?" No, you remember the time Bill shit himself in the Humvee? Like, those are the stories you tell.
You're like, I do. Yeah, so we had some funny ones. Maybe we'll do an episode where it's all funny things Devan remembers from his deployment. I got some good stuff. There's that. And then just, I don't know I know you went, I won't spoil your week, but we went to like the beach, of course, while I was there. And then when I got home, we were able to go to like a water park nearby and just do some fun stuff. So it's like the first taste of summer where the weather has been just great. The sun is too hot, and that's perfect. And then that feeling you get, like after you go do something like that, like you go eat and you just eat too much, like you go to a restaurant, it's so good. And so we did that today, and then you sleep so good that night if you've been out in the water. And I think you've probably felt some of that this weekend because it's your turn to do weeklies.
Matthew, Boris, he says that he has a bad keyboard and he is only joking.
I don't get it.
I don't get the joke, Matt.
Is there a punchline, Burris?
Can you finish your joke? I feel like you're like the next step of clowns and machetes. Like you're just telling jokes without punchlines. You're like, "Why'd the chicken cross the road?" And you're like, "No, I don't know why." And he's like swinging a machete. Like, no, that's not the. Tell me the joke. Like, tell me the joke.
He just pulls out a machete and starts swinging it in circles.
You stupid clown. Yeah, man, my week was pretty good. So like, other than like work being like, dude, work's like super stressful. But like, that's all I'm gonna say about that. It's just super stressful. Overwatch came out Tuesday, so I played a crap ton of it Tuesday. It was really good. Oh, so good. Such a good game. Like, I didn't think I would be, like, having an itch for it. Like, I knew I'd play a lot of it, but I ended up, like, having an itch to play it, and so I played it a few more times this week, which is a lot more than I've played in the last couple months, like, video game-wise.
Yeah.
So that was good. If you haven't played Overwatch and you kind of like casual shooters with a bunch of different cool characters, it's a really good one. Like, if you're not good at video games, this is the game for you. Like, my 7-year-old son can come play it and kick people's butts, so it's pretty good. There's like this character where like he like turns into like a turret and he mounts with like a chain gun essentially. Corin loves that character because he just like mounts up and just like the guy's so overpowered. If like you get in front of him, you're gonna die. Like he has other weaknesses obviously, but if he can get you barreled down, so like Corin will just like barrel down, and when people walk by, he just lights them up, and he's like, yes, because all he has to do is press and hold, and anything that's in front of him dies.
It's gone.
Yeah,
that sounds really fun. I need to get my monies up to get a new system and get some new fun games like that.
Yeah, you just need to invest in a really nice laptop that can do gaming and business. Boom.
That's true.
Because then you can have Final Fantasy VII on your laptop.
Ooh, and Legend of Dragoon.
Just like it, Legend of Dragoon. Oh, is that on Steam? Oh.
If it is, please buy it.
I'm
about to check it just to let me know how.
And stream it and just send you like clips of it.
Yeah.
Dude, I never beat Legend of Dragoon. I rented it as a kid and never.
It's a pretty epic game. He got overshadowed by Final Fantasy. I think it's whenever it took off his
Final Fantasy destroyed. Right? Yeah, it came. I just remember like being able to chop down trees and stuff like that, and all the superpowers and stuff. But Reynolds, man, with only 5 days back then, it's not long enough to play all the way through Legends of Dragoons. That being said, we went kayaking Saturday, Voldemort and I, and so Voldemort. Like,
where'd you guys go? We went
to the Harpeth, which is not my favorite place, but we booked the day before on a Memorial Day weekend, so like we took what we could get. Yeah, but like the Piney around here is actually way better. But we went, and it was still good. I just don't like the Piney's got pretty clear water, where the Harpeth is kind of dirty looking.
Yeah. I get that.
Yeah, other than that, like, so we went and we were sitting there, like, trying to plan out what we wanted to do, and two things went wrong. One, I forgot my liquor, so I had to bum some beer from Brian, which that's a dry river, like, you're supposed to not drink on it, but as long as you don't get caught, it's not a big deal. But I was going to put, like, some whiskey in a Gatorade bottle, and I was going to be hydrated and drunk at the same time. The other thing is I ended up getting a migraine about 6 hours into the float. And we did the 8 mile, right? So we were like, we wanted to have plenty of time on the river.
Yeah.
Well, we did the 8 mile. And so that's actually not that bad, honestly. It's a little long for relaxing. It'd be great for like a workout and swim, picnic, workout, you know? But yeah, dude, it was... I got a migraine halfway through, man, and that was not good.
That sucks. So you weren't as hydrated as you thought?
No, I was not. Well, I was drinking beer and then eating like this trail mix. And the trail mix like started melting, so I was like, yeah, well, it's salty too, but it was melting, so it was chocolate, peanut butter, salt, peanuts, and M&Ms, and I'm just like, just eating this crap by like this melted heap by the handful, and it was so good, man. But between that and the sun and the beer and not drinking enough of the water, I had a ton of waters. I had like 7 to 10 waters in between my legs. I just wasn't drinking them.
In between my legs.
Yeah, because I was carrying the supply, so it's like, I mean, it was right there. Yeah, man, it was a blast, and I got tanned up a little bit. I don't know that you can see it from the video, but I got a little tan, especially compared to my monitor tan that I typically rock. So, yeah, dude, it was a super good time. Oh man, it's so washed out.
Sounds fun. I can't wait to go canoeing because I think Atlas is at an age that even if we wanted to, we could take him. Because typically what happens is I end up steering.
Oh no, so you're going canoeing? No, dude, kayaking. Kayaking's the way to go.
I don't know. I'd rather do canoeing, man. I'd prefer it. Though I guess it depends on what kind of kayak you get.
Well, see, the reason I like kayak is you're in control, man. Canoeing ruins marriages, okay? I don't know how many times that like we were like kayaking through and we would see canoes and couples were like fighting over who's like, you're not doing it right. And we're like, and like we would pass by and be like, canoes, they ruin relationships. And both people in the canoe would be like, you're right. Like,
well,
yeah,
so
man.
Dakota and I have an understanding that I do everything. Like we just get that.
No, screw that. Screw
but
that.
I'm used
no
to it.
way.
Like I am such a man. Like in that, I look like General Washington in that painting. Like when he's crossing the Delaware, I look like that.
Yeah, but he's not doing anything. He's commanding. So basically, you're saying that.
That's what it looks like I'm doing. I'm doing it so well.
Yeah, that you tell Dakota what to do all the time, and that's the only way.
Pointing at her face.
Yeah,
just inches from her face.
You're like, row. Yeah. No. Yeah, no. We're gonna take the kids next time, but we're going to like just do kayaks and just pop one in each kayak with us. Boom. I think that's gonna work out really well. Yeah, man. You need to say I'm still pretty exhausted from it. It's a good upper body workout, dude.
Yeah, it is an excellent workout.
Yeah, that's the best thing about it. And yeah, I hate to burst your bubble, but Legends of Dragoon is not on Steam.
Forget it. Not doing it.
I don't even know if it's on PS4, PlayStation.
There better be some way to get that game.
I'm looking at it.
Do an emulator or something.
Well, it looks like I might be able to get it in the PlayStation Store. Yeah, you can get it on the PlayStation Store.
Okay. Well, good.
So you need a PS3 or a PSP. I have a PS3 though, so that I might be spending that $6 when I have some time. Isn't it weird to think that game is only 1.1 gigabytes in file size? That entire game.
That's crazy. I think it was 3 discs. Pretty sure it was 3 discs.
That is pretty insane.
Nailed it.
Oh no, that's just for the memory stick. Okay, that's a little better. That's how much the save cost. That's awesome.
Word. Let's get these quotes.
Yeah, let's go.
I'll do mine. I feel like you read mine and you were like, I'm gonna kick his in the dirt.
Wait, hold on. Did you see my updated one? Because I just changed it.
Oh, no, okay.
Yeah, I was a little lit when I wrote that first one, so when I was looking at here, I was like, oh no, that actually sounds like garbage when I was sober.
Actually, it's pretty funny. I'm sad you changed it. So anyway, mine is from Drake White. I just heard this country song. I'm pretty sure it's a new country song, but in it he says, "Ain't doing half bad for a half full cup."
Yeah.
Which is just like an homage to like life right now, and I feel like I'm doing pretty good for a half full cup, and I like to see it that way, half full. Yes, keep your drunk DeWayne quote. It's even better.
Okay, I'm gonna say both.
But life has been so good for me, and as a godly fellow, I feel like God has been blessing my wife and myself and our child with good health and steady career, new job, new place, new friends. Like all these good things are happening, and so God is good all the time, and so I'm just grateful for it. So I'm not doing half bad for a half full cup.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that. And so, let me say this. When I read Devan's quote, I was a little lit. I don't remember when I read it, but I read it and I went, I got you. And so I did some Googling looking for half-empty cups quotes. And I thought about it and I was like, you know what? I got something better. So my quote is from the best person of all, myself, Drunk DeWayne. So the quote, and I'll have a secondary, more serious one. The quote is, "One day, someone said, is the glass half empty or half full? I slapped the glass to the ground and said, fuck your glass." I like to think I made a difference that day. That's Drunk DeWayne for you.
Why don't you put that on T-shirts? That needs to go on T-shirts.
Okay, I'll put that on some T-shirts and see if somebody buys. You can buy that at the store when we set it up. I don't know what I was thinking when I wrote that, but I love the introspective of my own self. I like to think I made a difference that day. Yeah. No, so I did because I saw that I was like, that's not serious enough. I actually love this quote by Winston Churchill. The pessimist sees difficulty in every opportunity. The optimist sees the opportunity in every difficulty, which is fucking amazing. Because if you think about how like shitty life can be, it's like another way to say find the silver lining.
I don't like it that way. I like the way Winston Churchill said it.
Of course, the silver. Me too, because silver lining, like to me, like represents some godliness, and well, since we know that that's like a fairy tale.
Since you know that, we do not.
We do not. The collective, we are legion.
For we are many.
For we are many. Yeah, exactly.
Oh gosh.
Oh man.
Also, on a quick note, because I thought about that. Have you seen X-Men yet? Did I ask you?
The new one with Apocalypse?
Yes.
No, I haven't.
I saw
that you
yesterday.
Went and saw it. You saw it twice?
I did. Well,
you know what? I think I'll try Lisa to see it, because she was saying she wanted to see it, because who's that girl that's in it? Olivia Munn, I think.
Olivia Munn?
Mm-hmm.
Which character?
The girl with the pink blade.
Oh yeah. Oh my, is it? I guess I'm like wondering where I saw her.
I think. I mean that's right. She is. I don't know, man. I haven't seen that movie, but
I think it was a little bit better than Civil War.
What?
I think so.
That's pretty good then, because I loved Civil War, and so if you're gonna say it's better than it, which I also said Civil War is basically an action flick. She was Psylocke. That's who I wanted to say. But
yes, I guess I forgot that I was like, where do I know her from? From video. She used to be. Didn't she used to host a few video game channels on?
No, I think you're mistaking her. Well, yeah, she did. She did. IMDb. She did Attack of the Show.
Attack of the Show. That's what it was.
That's what she did. Man, I miss the old G4 TV days.
I do too. I was like, a video game channel.
Yep, it was so good. She's also in Deliver Us from Evil, which is really good. If you haven't seen that.
I have not seen that.
Yeah, she's yeah, man, she's pretty good. She's in Ride Along 2 as well. She's in a lot of good movies, man. And if you haven't seen the TV show Newsroom, you have got to go watch it.
I haven't. Is that a BBC?
Dude, no, it's an HBO. Seriously, the fact that you haven't seen it is beyond me.
I don't have TV, man, and I don't have HBO Go.
Get an HBO 30-day free trial. You can get it through Apple. And it's 3 seasons, but just binge that. You and Dakota will love it.
I take it it's comedy.
No, well, yeah, it's comedy/drama.
Okay.
Newsroom. Oh god, man, I'm gonna find the video and I'm gonna send it to you. And the opening scene, man. I know you've seen the opening scene before, So I'm gonna send this to you via text message, and you and Dakota need to watch this.
We're looking for a new show. We're in a bit of a show.
This is your show. This is your show.
We'll do it. Oh, news for you.
Okay.
Bloodline Season 2 just came out.
On Netflix?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I've got to watch it. Dude, speaking of... We're like delaying the show. Speaking of Catastrophe on Amazon Prime. The Amazon Video.
Okay.
So good. So good, dude.
I'll have to check it out.
There's a part where like this girl... the main girl's friend kisses the main guy, and the main guy like doesn't tell her because she gets some bad news, and so she ends up finding out about it. And so when he comes home, he's like telling her about it, she's like says, "Oh, I found out about it," and she's like looking seriously. He goes, "It's not what you think. It was an accident." And she's like looks at him seriously, goes, I just don't know what to think." And he of course starts melting down and freaking out, and she like busts out laughing at him, just like makes a huge fucking joke about it. I was like, "Yeah, I know, she's crazy." And I'm like, this whole show is amazing. Like, there's a point, and she's pregnant during the show. There's a point where she's like crying, but then like climbs on top of him and like wants to make love to him. And he goes, "What are you doing?" She goes, "I want to have sex with you." And he's like, "But you're crying." She goes, "I mean, well, you don't want to?" He goes, "I mean, yeah, but get your act together." Like, it's so good, man. It's so good.
Check out. So much new shows for you guys to watch.
Yep. Yeah, I was gonna say Newsroom, Bloodline, Newsroom on HBO Go, Bloodline on Netflix, and Catastrophe on Amazon Prime, Amazon Video. Let's roll into the top 5, man.
Boom, top 5. So this is yours. I'll let you go first.
Yeah. So this one, I was just sitting here typing it up when I was building this one. I was like, top solid fuck ups, and not in a serious way, like not like because truths aren't funny. Like we're not doing this.
They're not
but
funny.
So mine in 5 order, top 5. Drunk me forgets to take ibuprofen. Sober me hates drunk me when that happens. That's the worst. Because if you take ibuprofen before bed and eat some bread or something to soak it up, you're gonna feel great in the morning. You're gonna be rocking out like a champion. You forget to do those 2 things, and you feel like an 18-year-old who just had their first hangover.
It's like 9/11. You won't forget it.
Yeah, I'm not going to prepare my hangovers to 9/11. I'll leave that to you. But they are comparable. Asking where an item is only for it to be on your person. Whether that be sunglasses, keys in hand,
cell phone.
Like cell phone in hand. Oh my gosh. Those are some of the best, man. This is not a personal for me, but I've totally seen it happen where you GPS the wrong address, like because there's 2 or 3 of them in the same area, and you don't know that you're at the wrong one until you're there, and you're like, "Hey, I'm here," and you're like, No. Oh, I'm not. So that's the
I'm guilty
worst.
of that one. I've done.
Are you? Yeah, I've never had that happen because I typically ask the person, like, "No, I'm going to this one by here. Is this the one we're going to?" But the other one I love, and this happens to people, especially if they're like dating multiple people, but where you text the wrong person, "I love you." And I've done this where like I'll text like a coworker, "I love you," instead of like my person, and they're just like,
I love
that
you
was
too.
Unwarranted, but I love you too.
That's how you know how close you are.
Yeah,
Your
they give
mistake
you
becomes.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what happened to us. That's the reason we're even friends, because you accidentally said "I love you," and I was like,
"Yeah." He's like, "Oh,
nice.
Well, this is more than I thought, but I can jump on that train."
I could really see this going somewhere, telling some friends, and so now.
The accidental "I love you" text is how Devan and I became best friends.
This is funny.
Story.
This last one you have is pretty solid.
So this one is the world's worst fuck up. You forget to poop before the shower. After shower poops are the worst. I just want to start a whole new day.
You just took a shower and now you're dirty again.
Yeah, you're like, "Oh, I gotta poop." So now you gotta poop and then you gotta shower again, and like your whole day is off. Like you can't like get out of the shower and then poop. You're already in the room.
I've done that. I've
you
God. Yeah.
No, yeah.
But
Well,
you
get
so
back
weird.
in the shower. You gotta start over. You gotta start your day over.
Even go lay down in the bed in your pajamas, and then just
Yeah,
then
soaking wet. You lay next to your partner and just drench the bed and get back up. Oh, I gotta start over. These are the rules.
They're like, "What are you doing?" You're like, "Shh, starting over."
Redo. We're Groundhog Day in this bullshit. All right, man. What are your 5?
Top 5. Forgetting flip flops when you go to the gym. Like if you take showers, the worst thing is because you know how dirty those. And so you have to walk on the sides of your feet, the balls of your feet, or pee all over your feet.
Because those old men, dude, especially at the Y, they'll like sit in the locker room, ball ass naked, and shave in front of a mirror. Like not even in the bathroom section.
Like you didn't even, they came to the gym just to shave, but they're still naked for some reason. Like they didn't work out.
Yeah, they didn't work out. They just want to hang out naked in the gym. It's in the
That's an old
room.
man's dress code is automatically just naked.
Yep, it's crazy, dude.
Next, choosing anything but Charmander as a starter Pokemon.
Squirtle's so much better.
You know, I've heard that when they say if you want to play the game and you want it to, because there's no difficulty level, but if you want to have a difficulty level, that you pick Charmander if you're expert level. I guess beginner is Bulbasaur, medium is Squirtle.
I think that's bullshit because I remember when I played Red Pokemon Red when I was a tiny toddler and didn't know anything better, and I picked Charmander. I was like, Charmander's pretty cool, and I just leveled him. I'm pretty sure I made it all the way through to the second gym with just my starter Pokemon, because by the time I was at the Misty's gym, I was so close to him being level 30, like I just powered through all the freaking water Pokemon. It wasn't that big of a deal.
Well, I guess because they say the reason...
At least in Gen 1.
Is because if you go fight Brock, he's Rock, and so they're both weak. They're weak against Bulbasaur and Squirtle. And if you go to, I guess, Waters, she's next.
Yeah, but if you just use Charmander and he turns into Charmeleon and he's like, late 20s by the time you get to that gym, and that gym's still like 17 and 18, like you're just going to power through that. Like, or worst case scenario, you catch a bunch of bullshit Pokemon to take hits, and then you switch into your guy and beat him up.
Well, it should be harder because he doesn't have any super effective moves against the rock types, or
but
not the water types.
Charmeleon had Slash, and it was so good.
But comparatively,
I mean, you're not
it would
wrong.
be more difficult if you're a noob and you don't know that. Number 3 for me. Okay, so this is like a prank I tried to do, and it did not go. I put a hair tie on the little spray nozzle.
Yeah.
And so when someone turns it on, and it'll spray. Well,
instead of coming out of the faucet.
Yeah, so I forgot to take it off, and my friend never actually used the sink while we were there. Mm-hmm. And so it ended up getting his dad. And then I had to say that, he was pretty pissed. That's pretty funny.
My older brother used to take electrical tape because the one we had before my mom changed out her sink was like a black sprayer, so he electric taped it, and so you couldn't even tell. And so when he used to do that to her all the time.
That is funny. Yeah, and then it backfires, and it's not so funny at the moment. It's funny now. Number 2, ticket taker, and this just ticket taker at the airport says, "Have a nice flight," and I say, "You too."
And that's even worse because they never fly anywhere. Like they work out of the airport, and they're just like, "I wish I could leave."
The irony in that job. Flights are always going there. People are always going new places, but not me. But I work full time, making sure that you do. And then lastly, and this goes along with your texting the wrong person "I love you." Mm-hmm. One of the bigger. It wasn't funny at the time. So before I was dating Dakota, I wanted to date Dakota. And so the girlfriend I had at the time, I guess she had suspicions that I liked Dakota. And I never really gave her any reason to, but she saw a picture of me once when I came home to visit.
Oh, and that chick had solid intuition.
She did.
She just knew. I want to call that girl that you were dating and get her lottery numbers from her.
Hey girl, let me hit.
Hey girl, look, give me think about Devan and Dakota and give me 6 numbers that just come to your head.
The first, and she's like 6, 6, 6, 6, 6.
Sounds solid. We can't beat that intuition. Well, this is unprecedented. 6, 6, 6. Yes. I would totally give you a chunk for that.
So I was trying to get with Dakota, and before I left, it was before this girl ever happened. We were talking about dating, and she had turned me down a few times, and finally, I wrote this long text message to Dakota saying how we couldn't be together anymore because I was tired of waiting on her, and I knew that she just didn't want to be with me. And then I hit send and realized I had sent it to my current girlfriend. Okay. This long text message.
All right, so I want to ask some questions on this because this one's juicy, and we have this rule, Devan, where if I push the boundary, you just say too much, and we'll be done. Okay.
Okay.
So you're dating said girl, We'll say Ashley because I need a name for my story. You're
Okay.
dating Ashley, and you went home to visit your friends and your family in Dakota, ironically enough. And so then you knew, like, I want Dakota, but I'm dating Ashley, right? That fair to say?
Preface, I had wanted to date Dakota before I even moved to Florida. It was that year, moved to Florida. And she said no because I was deploying, but we were really good friends. Like, we Skyped at least 2 or 3 times a week.
Uh-oh. Yeah, that was already set in stone. Even while you were dating Ashley?
Yeah, because I would tell her about her, and Dakota had a boyfriend as well, or a thing, I don't know.
Yeah, you guys were already cementing your foundation, man.
Yeah, so I don't know if that clears anything up or not.
It does clear some stuff up. It says a lot about you, and it says a lot about Ashley all at the same time. But, so you go on this trip, and you come back, and you're just, like, fed up with it. Or not fed up, that's probably not the right term, but you're just, like, and it's too much turmoil for you. And so you text this thing to this Ashley girl, or you send it to Dakota saying, hey, this is just not, like, now, did you say to Dakota that you couldn't do the Dakota thing anymore, or that you couldn't do the Ashley thing anymore?
Well, what it was is, like, we had discussed, like, are we ever going to be, like, we obviously have feelings for one another, are we ever going to be a thing? Or, do we just stay with people we're with? How do we're trying to figure that out. Should we give up on other relationships and be with one another because we understand we love one another, or not? And so then for me it was like, okay, fine. She doesn't want to be with me? All right. We'll move on.
Okay. So you were saying the Dakota thing, but look, this is too painful for me. We just need to call it, right?
Yes.
And so, oh my god. Oh, that's so good. Because, you're sitting there, and Ashley, like, has probably already passive-aggressively mentioned something to you, like, so what's up with Dakota? And you're, we're just really good friends.
She has, is the thing. She did.
And then, I just imagine you're just sitting there, you're like sending the text message, like, boom, and you set your phone down, you're like, oh, what does she have to say to that? And then the phone lights up, Ashley, you go, oh, what's Ashley want? And you realize you're a mistake.
Were you there? Because I feel like those events happened. Have you ever, like Googled how to get a text message back before? Because I have.
Dude, I've done that. I've totally done that. Not in the same circumstances, but definitely been like, hey, babe, and it's the wrong person. You're like, ooh.
Well, and then, but that didn't end it. To be that didn't finish off the relationship like you think it should have.
What? No way.
Because my defense to her to Ashley was, look, I'm showing you, I'm telling you, like, I'm done with her, like, we're done for real, like,
but
I don't want
to, like, what?
You can imagine that it was only like a week or two after that it was.
Oh yeah, no, that like destroys any foundation you and Ashley had, because like the whole time, like, oh my gosh, she'd be like, she liked your Facebook picture. I thought you guys were done. And it's like fucking over.
I swear you have, like, you've seen so after we had broken up, it was probably like 2 weeks later, me and Dakota were together.
Right,
now,
of course.
I had gotten rid of everybody, like, on Facebook that I knew of hers, because I just, like, what's the point? And this was like a terrible way to break up.
Yep.
So I thought I had gotten rid of everyone except the girl's brother. Then it shows up on Facebook in a relationship with Dakota, the one she had assumed was going to be with all along.
Yeah.
And then she, like, was putting some, like, nasty stuff on Facebook, so I was like, all right, gotta get rid of this.
Oh god, I can't. That's all kinds of bad, man.
I know.
All kinds of bad.
Rough time there.
But you know what? I'm glad you went through that so I could have this story. So I appreciate that. That's pretty solid. Oh my god, that's so, man. That's all kinds of good, dude.
Yeah, so that's my top 5. Now, for this main topic, I think you're right, and that you're probably going to be leading the way, because I'm not sure what direction you're going to take with it.
Okay.
But I feel like it's going to be maybe I'm wrong, a good prep talk, just in general.
Yeah,
for people who are lazy bums.
So, to get into this, like, here's my thing. We talk about religion, and we talk about lack of religion, we talk about responsibilities, and we talk about just different things, right? Mm-hmm. So I wanted to take a moment to talk about, like, just responsibility in life. there's so, especially like, and I say with millennials, and I'm technically in the millennial generation. It's very easy to be like, it's not my fault, it's not my problem, not my circus. So I wanted to take some time and just to see where you were on this, and really, honestly, this is going to be preachy more than anything else, and I totally steal your wind on that. But I just want everybody to know, sometimes it absolutely is your motherfucking fault. Like, taking responsibility for your actions and keeping your side of the table clean is like beyond important, especially when entering a business or a relationship or a friendship, man. Like, there's so many things like that people don't take responsibility for in their life or in their own happiness or in the workplace. Like, oh my gosh.
Well, let me ask this. Maybe this will help.
Okay.
Was there a particular scenario that made you think of this certain thing? You were like, dude, I need to talk about this, or this would be a good topic.
No, I think honestly, I steal this quote, this keeping your side of the table clean. I steal that from Voldemort. That's something she says a lot, and when she said that, I was like, oh, that's like very like very clear, like a very clear way to look at, like, if you're sitting at a dinner table or whatever, and you know the other person's side is really like dirty, full of crumbs.
Yep. And
like, as long as your side of the table is clean, like, you've done your job. No, I don't have like a specific event where like this like dawns on me, but the more and more I think about that metaphor, the more and more like I see it in my day-to-day life, like whether that be with friends or family. It's like some of the stuff people tell me, but I'm like, oh my god, like, dude, that's on your side of the table. Like, and Voldemort and I do a really good job of like having a discussion, like we'll be like, I know this is on my side of the table, but I just need to bring this up, you know, like, right, I know very much that I'm gonna own this. And so like that's a sign of maturity anyways, and a great relationship. But so I bring all this up because there's so much I see, like, especially with my little cousin growing up and starting to like make decisions on college and stuff. Like, I'm like, you need to be paying attention to what's going on. So like, she just told me today that like her and her boyfriend of 3 years, all high school time by the way, are looking at colleges, and she was like, well, I'm trying to deal with the reality that if we go to different colleges, we're pretty much done. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. And she's like, well, you know, we might be able to find the same. I'm like, Shelby, just like you need to like pay attention and do what's right for you. Like,
yep,
you and him will either be together down the road or you won't. Like, you making a like future, like long term, change your whole career path kind of future decision on this guy from high school is not smart. I was like, and I was
exactly.
And I get that like she's a teenager and like that's her world to her, right? Like that's love and that's happiness and stuff like that to her. But I wish I could convey to her with all my experience to be like, in the next 7 years, you're going to change so vastly that you may not even like this type of person. You may not be this person anymore. And so like, I was trying to explain to her this is like how important it is to make your own decision, and in my mind I think like it's very easy for them to be like in a relationship and choose another college and like to try and make the other person happy but not worry about their own happiness.
Yeah. Yep, I think that happens a lot.
Part of the reason I wanted to talk about this is like, and I try to instill this in Corin, my son, like you're responsible for your happiness always, 100%. People can do things that may like make it harder for you to be happy in that moment, but like you can either choose to dwell on it or you can choose to be happy, and that's 100% your side of the table. Like, I live in the Bible Belt. It's very easy for people to judge me based on being an atheist. Easy peasy. Dude, if every time somebody judged me about being an atheist in the Bible Belt, I would never be happy if I let it get to me.
No, like, yeah, exactly.
And that's a 100% my side of the table. And I know that applies in church too. 100%. Like, it's very easy to get down on whether not having a good relationship with Jesus or not always following every guideline of the Bible and letting that just get to you. And furthermore, letting like the judgmental people that sit in religious circles, and like they will, dude, they'll tear you apart. Oh, I saw you at the bar last night. What, it's illegal to get a fucking drink these days? And still to go praise Jesus tomorrow?
It's funny that you bring up, and that's something that so many Christians do struggle with is this feeling of being inadequate, a feeling of inadequacy based on outside pressure or even pressure they put on themselves. And the biggest thing that we can talk about, and I don't want to get on this too much because I know this is not the direction you want to go necessarily, but the reason why Christians feel like they're not good enough now is because we still don't accept that Jesus, you paid it all, like Jesus' death was good enough, and we feel like we still have to do things constantly to sort of gain his approval. And I would even say, in a secular way, that we put a lot of pressure on ourselves, and we feel like we have to do a lot of things to get accolades and get approval from people in general.
Well, I think that's just because the religious institution as a whole puts that judgment. But I think as long as you're trying to be the best person and trying to abide by your rules, that's totally fine. You're still gonna go to heaven in your eyes, because to me that you're taking responsibility for your own life and your own happiness, and you're following the rules to your heart. And it's one thing to be I'm doing my best and going and doing drugs and murdering people, but if you're legitimately doing your best,
yes,
that's all that matters. And that, to me, that just rolls back into taking responsibility for your own happiness in your own life. That's so important. It could be very easy for anybody to just get in the wallows and the dumps and be like, well, I don't have everything they have. Well, take some responsibility for it. Do something. Don't let everybody else sit here and crush your world.
Well, as a people, and you find, and I think I was talking with a friend about this actually just a couple of days ago, and we're at our lowest when we compare ourselves to people who have more, and we think, why didn't I go to school longer? Why didn't I wait for a better job? Why did I have kids so early? And we always and we're looking up at people who we think have more to us compared to us. Mm-hmm. Naturally, we feel lower. But the moment we want to feel better about ourselves, we turn around and look at the people who are below us. Thank God I'm not that way. Thank God I don't have that crappy job. Thank God I'm not like this or that. And I think it's a very skewed, and this is a great point you bring. It's a very skewed way for us to look at life by comparing ourselves to other people. You got to take responsibility, like you said, for your own happiness. You shouldn't, to make yourself happy, it shouldn't be you pointing down at someone. It should be you doing what you want to do to make you happy, or striving for that happiness in a way.
Lifting people up. Dude, I'm telling you, one of the things I've grown to love is helping somebody else succeed. That has been one of the most amazing things, man, to just try and help somebody else succeed and help them realize something. And I guess that really helped a lot when I had kids, because that was very big for me to help them ride a bike or do this in Minecraft. And helping somebody else succeed is so rewarding in its own right. So I can't, man, if you can get pleasure from that, then I think that's just the way to go. Because you are owning your own happiness, even though you're doing it through other people. You're making yourself happy by helping other people,
and you can't go wrong with that.
No,
there's no way to measure how much somebody else, how much you're doing for someone else, and you don't do it because you feel like, hey, they owe me something, of course. And if you're doing it for that reason, then you're never going to be happy. You're never going to feel good about doing it because you expect something in return.
So, and this rolls back to this, and this is good relationship advice. You ever heard I hate when you hear the she's my other half. Mm-hmm. I hate that, and here's why. Because that makes you sound like you're not whole. And if you're not whole, how can you be in a relationship and be productive?
Are you waiting for me to...
No, I mean, I just I'm letting that sink in.
Pause for thought.
The pause for thought. The thing is, if you're not happy by yourself and you can't love yourself, how do you expect somebody else to be happy about you and love you?
Absolutely.
And so many people don't do that. People who go from boyfriend to boyfriend or girlfriend to girlfriend, they never take a heartbeat to be dude, what's wrong with me? Or, hey, what do I need to fix about myself? What issues do I have that I need to fix? It's people just try to find happiness in other people, and that just causes all types of trouble.
So you would say, and this, I guess, is a good way. I never thought of it like this kind of. instead of being like two halves, you're a mixture.
Yeah, well, like, you're two people sharing a life. Like, you guys have your own life, but you share it. Like, and it's okay. What I don't like to see in relationships where people tend to blend identities. Like, that's one thing, like, I like about you and Dakota. I can tell that you guys are two totally separate people. You guys have a lot in common and do a lot together, but I don't ever feel like it's, like, Dakota / Devan, like, fucking fused into one, like, super D couple. Like, I was trying to process, like, Dakota and Devan smashed together, but I didn't have a good way of, like, putting you guys together. Devcoda or something, maybe? I don't know.
Devcoda. Yeah, I'll come up with something clever.
Yeah, that way we can have your celebrity name. But, yeah, man, I'm just saying, like, have you ever seen those couples? Oh, you know what? Here's what kills me, too, and this is a little off topic. Couples that have a joint Facebook.
It's so funny that you say that. Dakota's actually saying, we should get a joint Facebook. And I'm not totally against it, but I'm like...
No! Get out of here. Why? Give me one good reason that's one solid reason.
Well, I was going to tell you because, well, first of all, I don't care so much because I don't use it a whole lot. The only reason I even use Facebook is because it attaches to my Instagram that I post for our show.
Right.
And secondly, the only thing that would suck is like if we'd have to go back and add all the friends like we had. Like I wouldn't want to spend the time with that. I'm just like,
well, it's annoying when somebody posts because then you have to do like -Devan or -Dakota.
You're like, who is it? Yeah.
To me, when you have a joint Facebook, it screams insecurity to me. You guys can't have your own fucking Facebook, so like, are you worried about something? Why do you guys have to be like one Facebook? I don't like that at all, man.
Well, it may be that is the I don't know. I see why some couples may do it, but then
dude, I don't know. It doesn't feel good when I see that. Like I'm like, oh, something's not right here. Something is not right. So,
and that's with married couples and people who aren't even engaged and stuff. Like I understand it probably more from a married aspect than a dating certainly aspect because you're not one. Why are you? I mean, I don't know. I guess there's so many questions, and maybe we're thinking too much into it.
No, I don't think we're thinking too much into it. Not at all.
Yeah, to me, I think it'd be more acceptable for married couples to do it, to have a joint one for whatever reason. And
no, I don't.
But
I don't
for
think
people
so,
who
man.
are not together.
I know. I still stand by the fact that if you have a joint Facebook, you guys need to evaluate your own happiness and the insecurities in your relationship.
Well, yeah, no doubt.
Really
I think that's maybe that's a good thing too.
Because that to me is talking. All right, so I any type of relationship like that, you're looking for happiness in the other person, and then you're suddenly scared that like, well, I mean, like, what don't I know? You know, like, like so that worries me. But I really, man. So what drives me nuts is when people don't take responsibility for their actions. And you can take that too far and take responsibility for stuff that's not your fault. But there's nothing worse than like when you're interacting with somebody and they're just like they've always got some type of reason, not an excuse, a reason why it's not their fault. And you're like, sometimes, dude, it just is. It just absolutely is. And that's such a terrible quality to have in a friend or a partner or a family member.
I've seen that recently in some people I know. I won't say what relationship they are to me, just in case they listen to the show. But
so that's family for sure.
You
don't have to confirm or deny. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Typically, when you say it with such disdain, it's like these are blood relatives.
Screw them all. But it's like I get those, at times when you should like meet up or hang out or do stuff, and you get just that. You get those not excuses but reasons, which become excuses. But to them it's not. It's legit. Like to them it's legitimate why they can't do X or Y.
Yeah.
Man, that irks me so much. I would be so much better off if they're just like, hey, look, I just don't want to drive, or I just don't feel good. I just don't feel like getting out today.
Yeah, I don't want to do it. I just don't want to do it. Yeah, and that's totally acceptable.
Yes, but don't give me the runaround of like, oh, well, I was going to, but like, TV show, you know, like did DVR right, so I had
So I had to watch it live, otherwise, you know.
Yeah, I'm like, just tell me, just get me straight up.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, man, that drives me nuts. I was actually at a cookout today, and I saw a lot of different breeds of drama, which is super cool. But one of which, oh my gosh, dude, talk about like your own side of the table nonsense. One parent is about to leave and tells their son, "Hey, you are not allowed to do this." The son starts like whining about it. The other parent goes, "Don't worry. When that parent leaves, you can do it." In front of like a dozen people. And oh
Red
my
flag.
god, dude. They start like bickering almost, and I'm like, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Why? I mean, thanks for the entertainment, but why? This is so stressful. And like, dude, talk about taking responsibility. Like, why would you say that? Like, just take responsibility for your other partner's actions, because you guys are partners, especially in a parental relationship. Have you ever seen that? Like, and I know you do that with Dakota all the time, when it's like, no, Atlas, and then you expect her to back you up. Or when she drops down the law, she expects you to back you up, and like, that's serious business right there, man.
Well, we're running into that sometimes now, where it's like, she'll say one thing, and I would normally be okay with it, but because she says no, I have to be like, oh, okay.
You gotta back her up,
I
and then
gotta
pull
make
her
sure-
aside and be like, hey, just so you know, like, here's how I would have handled that. Is there a reason why you're against it, or... You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
so we're navigating those waters a little bit now, but it's been interesting. I think we work well as a team. We typically talk about maybe the stuff we like that couples don't feel comfortable talking about, like, hey, I don't feel this way right now, or I'd feel better if you did this or that. And so I'm not always great about talking about it, but we do. And
Oh, I know, especially
eventually-
when you're emotionally charged too. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, I really don't want to have this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, I know I need to, but
But if more couples had those kind of like, I'm finding if people had those types of like hard hitting questions or hard to talk about things in their life, like the relationships might be a little bit better. And I know that you and Voldemort, I've already early on talked about stuff that might be hard to talk about. And having
like,
done so, it's already like opened up a few more venues for possibilities emotionally and physically and just opportunistically for your own lives.
Yeah, so like to tell a little bit about our own relationship stuff. Like when she and I first started dating, like we kind of like knew that we liked each other, a really good deal, right? And so we were just like very early, and we're like, all right, what are your deal breakers? Like, what are your things that you just absolutely cannot deal with? And like we just like laid them fucking out. Like it's better to be like, it's it, man. Like because we very much like our own side of the table stuff. Like she and I will have conversations, like, you know, so every couple has like uncomfortable conversations, but she and I are really good about being like, no, this is totally my side of the table thing, but I need to talk about it. And like, dude, I've never had that in a relationship. And so to have that is so freaking amazing. Like, especially to such a like, I almost said professional degree, but a mature degree. Like, it's crazy how like just openly communicating and being willing to just be like 100% honest and like take it. It's world of difference.
It's tough though sometimes when you have to take those tough. You got to swallow that, because stuff that doesn't make you feel good makes you angry. It does me. I'm like,
Yep.
What do you mean by that? And so I'm having to work really heavily on taking responsibility for my like anger or like emotional, being able to like not feel like I'm being attacked. Because I don't know. I guess when they don't say something good about you and they say something bad, you automatically feel like, oh, are you pulling out my flaws? You know, there's something wrong with me. They don't mean that at all. You're angry, and so the first thing you think of is, there's nothing wrong with me. There's something wrong with you.
Yeah, it's you, not me. Yeah, no, I'm with you. And I think the main thing that I wanted to talk about in this this whole topic, it really just was to be on a soapbox and to be like, look, take responsibility for your actions, take responsibility for your emotions, and if you're looking at another person expecting to find happiness in them, you've already fucked up. Like, until you're happy by yourself, you can't
be happy with someone else.
Right. And I felt like that I've seen enough in friends and family where they're doing that kind of stuff, and it's just like, oh, no, man. Like, I need to get it off my chest and let everybody know, at least from my own point of view.
I get that, man. I feel like we're much softer now. Kids are so they're so hard on themselves, but that's because they're not happy with themselves because they listen to what other people think they should be or what they should do, and that's where you get a lot of the dumb kids from. That's where you get a lot of the kids who commit suicide. I mean, it doesn't come from them just feeling like, oh, I want to do this. It's because there's this feeling of inadequacy. Maybe there's a medical issue, but I would say most of the time it's like the bullying or the emotional sides of it. But you've got to learn to, like you just said, man, you got to learn to love yourself. Stop depending on everyone's opinions to tell you how you should live or how you should be.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and if you take anything away from our podcast and of all of our episodes, I think taking responsibility for your own life and being happy with yourself is like, you'll find yourself really happy once you just start looking at yourself and being very self-aware about your own shit. It's pretty crazy. Like, you'll be like, oh, God, I'm a dick sometimes. And here's how I can change it, you know? Like, I don't know.
Self-awareness.
Yeah, dude, self-awareness is the world, man. I don't know. Yeah, that's kind of what I want to talk about. I don't really have much more to it, honestly.
I dig it, man. I think it's a good conversation to have. One that I need more often than not.
Right, self-awareness is a bitch. It's great, but it can be a bitch. That being said, we did not do a halftime this podcast, so just real quick, we're still working on some stuff for you guys to make it easier for you guys to support us, and we can provide other things. We're working with a graphic designer to get a logo done. Once that logo's done, we're gonna get some t-shirts and other stuff like set up so you guys can like order it. If you so choose so, if you want to support the show, that's a great way to do it. You'll get a sweet shirt out of it, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna take Devan's idea and make that quote into a fucking shirt. So you guys can purchase that if you want. Maybe I'll take like a picture and like do a stencil of me drinking out of the cup, you know, or something with a clipboard. Dude, even
with the clipboard.
With a clipboard, right? I'm gonna get a clipboard for the next show and just start checking stuff off. Like, I'm not gonna do that. Check. As always, you can find me on Your IT Hero, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, and that's it. That's it. And then of course the website.
Yeah, of course the website, thepastorandatheistshow.com. The email, if you want to email any questions, we'll most likely, I'd say about a 95% chance we're going to bring up your questions or any topics you might have that you want us to discuss. We'll talk about those. And the way to do that is to email us at thepastorandatheistshow@gmail.com. You can find me personally at Thunder Arms with a Z on Instagram. For any of our social medias, you can look on the website and find all of that information as well. A lot of blogs and stuff we've done on there, and I know I'm working on 1 or 2 to have done, and the new Percy Jackson book, the new Rick Riordan book he has out with Percy Jackson in it just came out, and so I'll be doing a review of that one very soon.
The other thing, alright, I've got one more thing. So if you're watching the live stream, if you're watching the YouTube video, I have 4 phone cases that I'm going to give away. Like, I'm going to give away one of them for free, okay? So one of them I'm going to give away. So if you have a Galaxy S7, then there is this clear case. And then if you have an S7 Edge, I have these leather ones, a burgundy and a blue. So,
nice.
And then if you have an iPhone SE, I have a burgundy and gold case. So the first person to email me in the next, let's say, 48 hours, you can have one of these, and I'll ship it to you, and it's all yours. I'm going to try and get more random swag as it comes to me to give away on the podcast, but you have to email in. You've got to email in, and you've got to be following the Facebook page, or you have to have liked the Facebook page. So when you email in, give me your first and last name, and if you're liking the Facebook page, I'll go check,
it's yours.
And then I will get your address from you, and I'll send it right to you, man.
What if I'm going to do that? I'm going to like the page and then send you an email. You can send me one.
You don't have any of these phones.
I know, but I'll take it anyway.
Yeah, but you got to catch up. You got to get a nicer phone. What do you have?
Woo! I got the old 5S.
Yeah. Well, I mean, technically this would probably fit your phone then, because it fits the 5S as well. Oh yeah, it fits the 5S, and the SE. Boom! Done. Mission accomplished.
Immediately get an email. Hey, you don't know, and I just send you some fake address.
You like make a fake Facebook. Yeah, that's a PO. Nice. All right. Anything else you want to tell everybody?
I'm good, man. How about you?
No, yeah. We'll see you next week.
All right, love you, man.